thank you, and that will do it for us today. I'm Chris Stewart. Denver 7 News at 5 starts right now.
The punishment for treason is death.
The uncertainty of that was what was the fear. Like, are they coming with guns? Are they going to attack my house?
Intimidation and pressure tactics.
New video and testimony from election officials show the pressures they faced after the 2020 elections from then President Trump's supporters and members of the Trump campaign.
That was Mr. Giuliani.
And what exactly did he say and how did that come up?
My recollection, he said, we've got lots of theories, we just don't have the evidence.
Plus, the Avs are on the ice, ready to bounce back from Game 3.
Final seconds tick off.
As head coach Bednar faces a big decision for Game 4.
Is it fair to say that you're going to go back to Darcy tomorrow with Frankie a good option?
Yeah, that's one possibility.
And who doesn't love a bigger refund check?
Colorado taxpayers can expect to get more money in their pockets this summer.
You will automatically get this in the mail this summer. You don't have to do anything else.
Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Jessica Porter.
And I'm Tom Mustin. Glad you're with us tonight. We begin this evening with detailed threats made to state lawmakers and election officials in the days and weeks following the 2020 election.
The January 6th committee showed their evidence today showing President Donald Trump and his allies tried to get them to overturn the election results in their states.
ABC reporter Justin Finch joins us live at the U.S. Capitol tonight. And Justin, you're going in depth on today's hearing.
Tom, Jessica, really in-depth and really emotional, really gripping testimony from all four witnesses that we heard throughout those hours of the hearing today. We also saw the committee as well really drilling down on that pressure campaign that former President Trump and his allies launched to overturn the election and keep him in office. The committee saying he could continue to do that despite the efforts and warnings of his inner circle. The spotlight of Tuesday's hearing focused on election officials and staffers in Arizona and Georgia. The committee alleging former President Trump packed on pressure on them to overturn the 2020 election, part of an alleged plan to stay in power.
Pressuring public servants into betraying their oaths was a fundamental part of the playbook.
The committee making the connection between Trump's baseless claims of election fraud to the Capitol insurrection. As the stakes rose, the committee claims Trump turned up the heat.
Donald Trump did not care about the threats of violence. He did not condemn them. He made no effort to stop them. He went forward with his fake allegations anyway.
Leading Tuesday's hearing, Congressman Adam Schiff questioning Arizona Republican State Speaker Rusty Bowers, who says he resisted pressure to overturn the election.
Anywhere, anyone, anytime has said that I said the election was rigged, that would not be true.
Also testifying, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who refused Trump's request to fine Trump more than 11,000 votes so he could beat Biden.
The numbers are the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
Election worker Shay Moss, who was falsely accused by those with ties to Trump of tampering with Georgia's 2020 election results, talked about her life being threatened.
I just felt like it was my fault for putting my family in this situation.
And we heard as well from a top Georgia election official who says he warned the Trump White House about the potential for violence before the Capitol attack. And on social media, former President Trump continues to dismiss the January 6th investigation and also still maintains an unfounded claim that the election was stolen. On Capitol Hill, Justin Finch, Denver 7. Jessica?
Thank you, Justin. And these hearings do seem to be impacting people's opinions on the January 6th riot. Going in depth tonight, a new ABC poll this week revealed nearly 60% of Americans believe former President Trump should face criminal charges for his actions related to January 6th. That is about 7% higher than when compared to a similar ABC poll from late April. Americans are still very divided along party lines. 91% of Democrats say the former president should be criminally charged, compared to just 19% of Republicans.
A total failure by law enforcement. That's how the Texas Director of Public Safety described the Robb Elementary School shooting. Stephen McCraw testified today before state senators. He revealed that the classroom where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed was never locked. Even so, officers on scene waited more than an hour for a key to get in.
The only thing stopping a hallway of dedicated officers from entering room 111 and 112 was the on-scene commander. who decided to place the lives of officers before the lives of children. The officers had weapons, the children had none. The officers had body armor, the children had none.
The public safety chief also emphasized that it could have taken officers just 3 minutes to take down the suspect once he entered the building, given the weapons and armor the officers had. Instead, students and teachers waited an hour and 14 minutes for help.
We do know this. There's compelling evidence that the law enforcement response to the attack at Robb Elementary was an abject failure and antithetical to everything we've learned over the last 2 decades since the Columbine massacre.
McCraw blames Chief Pete Arredondo, the on-scene commander, for the failures that day. ABC News tried asking Arredondo questions after today's hearing. He refused to comment before being escorted out by state troopers.
Colorado taxpayers are getting more money from the state's cashback plan. Today, Governor Polis announced Tabor refund checks will now be $750 for single filers and $1,500 for joint filers. That is nearly double the amount originally promised by the governor earlier this year. And it's all thanks to Colorado's strong economic recovery. So if you filed for an extension, you must file your taxes by June 30th to qualify for those Tabor checks. The governor says the checks should be mailed to Coloradans by late August.
All right, let's talk Avs now. We played 3 games in the Stanley Cup final, and the Avalanche still need 2 more wins if they want to take home the cup.
All right, come on, Avs faithful. It is time to put last night's game behind us and focus on the fact that the team could win it all back at home in Denver.
Yes, our crews are still in Tampa gathering everything you need to know before tomorrow's Game 4. And we'll get to Ann in just a moment. But first, let's go to Nick Rothschild. And Nick, it's only 1 game, I know, but these Avs and their fans don't like losing.
Well, they haven't lost in a while, right? They had only lost 2 games up until that point, so it stings. The Avs did take a beat down last night, but their spirit is far from broken. In fact, I believe the Lightning may have entered poking the bear territory, especially as it relates to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon hasn't been especially effective in this series so far, but today at optional practice, he was out on the ice well before anyone else. And he was a man on a mission. That unwavering determination didn't end with Nate, however. All of these guys believe they're still in the driver's seat of this series. And even though last night's game was bad, it wasn't as bad as it seemed.
We just believe in each other. We believe in what what's gotten us to this point in the process that we're, on still to try to win the cup. And we didn't feel like we played a terrible game last night. I think anytime we made a mistake, it ended up in the back of our net. And
it could have been 2-3-0 for us. That little offsides, just a couple inches, and then Compher missed an open net, and we had the power play goal. So we felt good about. We could have come out of that period sitting pretty good. Sometimes things go the other way, and for us to get the split would be we'd be sitting pretty good.
And now to your daily Nazem Kadri update. It's a good one today, too, because for the first time since thumb surgery, Naz was skating with his teammates wearing the #1 power play blue sweater. What that means? Well, nothing concrete, other than Kadri's rehab is progressing.
We've seen every day he's kind of done a little bit extra, improved. I'd expect him to be a definite possibility in the next couple of games.
Jared Bednar agreed with Johnson, saying Kadri remains an option going forward. No word on if he'll play in Game 4. Also, Andre Burakovsky did not join the team in Tampa yet. He is still back in Denver. No timeline for his return. Now, let's go ahead and jump outside to Ann Trujillo. And I am freezing inside this arena. I'm sure it is smoking hot outside. And the amount of times we're going back and forth, I'm surprised we haven't all ended up with the sniffles.
Seriously, it's a crazy weather. I mean, here we are in the heat and humidity on the water, and you might be wondering, how is it possible that hockey is a thing here in Florida? Well, it legitimately is, and it goes back to 2010 when the current owner took over. And he made a commitment to the team by hiring Stevie Yzerman as the GM, and he also made a commitment to the community through a program that they call Build the Thunder.
Basically, we said that we're going to distribute 200,000 Lightning logo street hockey sticks and balls to 1,000 schools in this marketplace. We don't have outdoor rinks. We can't go out when the pond freezes because it doesn't here. But we do have plenty of beautiful sunshine. We have plenty of flat surfaces that we can play street hockey or ball hockey.
And even with that program, they even teach hockey as part of school curriculum. In addition, the owner and his wife, they donate $50,000 per home game to a local charity. So they get buy-in from the community. And in fact, last night's game, that was just about the 300th sold out game. Back to you, Jess and Tom.
All right, thank you, Ann.
So our live Avs coverage continues tonight. We have you covered for Game 4. Our coverage will begin bright and early at 4:30 in the morning, and our special pregame show will be at 5:30 p.m. before the puck drops a little closer to 6 o'clock. Then our special Denver 7 postgame show will air right after the game.
And we're crossing our fingers that one of our Avs gets an award from the NHL tonight. Cale Makar is up for the Norris Trophy, which is given to the top defenseman of the year. The award show just started, so we'll keep you posted if Cale gets it.
It was like, it's now or never, and I said, all right, let's do this.
An Avs fan says goodbye to a best friend.
But that tribute got him in big trouble.
This is the team that he loved more than anything. I'd do it all over again with the biggest smile on my face like I did last time.
The first day of summer was much cooler than average today, but the 90s are back in the 7-day forecast.
As we get into the heat of summer, that is simply not good enough.
And hiring more lifeguards for Colorado pools.
Governor Polis makes a big splash with new state grants and incentives to keep city pools open.
And trust me, it's no belly flop. We are getting this done.